conferences, and small stage shows. Crystal clear sound, native audio. Our prices are the best. Call us at 871-5212. That's 871-5212. Native audio. We make your events audible.
Wait the sound and tell the people how the musical is coming your way. They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and I stood my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Oh, Jah bless, I say no man curse. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search. They found no weapon, just only a draw first. Cause I'm so solid as a rock, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People will say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. When they come with their evil assault, I just listen whenever they talk. I used to light into my dog. He cut and clear all my fault. They fight me without a cause, trying to make my life so hard. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, give it all reward. I'm so solid as a rock, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People will say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. Not down to mix me up in your dirty game. You're only trying to tarnish my name. You're only looking for the innocent to blame. When you're the ones who wish the guns down the lane. You only cause destruction and the pain. But the righteous believes and the rain. Love is all I got to give and I'm not to shine. Looking for the future, the sky and can't tame. Cause I'm so solid as a rock and they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People will say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. So they can't keep a good man down.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more back thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war and poverty.
Good evening, and welcome. Good evening and welcome. What an early call is an early call of this? Hello, good evening. You're live on the air.
Wagwan.
You're live on the radio, you know. Styles FM, Portland Spice TV. Wagwan.
No, me call you a big up. So Wagwan long time, you know, you.
Me there, you know. We there talk to the people. So good evening this evening. Yeah, man. East Portland is in the news. The candidate for East Portland, my replacement, has been named this evening. Comrade Isaac Buchanan is going to be the candidate for East Portland. It is now official and confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So What? What you want to talk about?
Me just a call I hear you, you know.
Marsha, may I call you back when we come off of the year, yeah?
The right time I need to talk to you when you come over here.
We will talk. Have a good evening, comrade.
You call, you know, I don't laugh, me, I don't laugh.
We will talk.
All right.
Yeah, man. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in his season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do it shall prosper. Welcome to Portland Spice TV. Welcome to Styles FM 96.1, 96.5, 96.7, all on your FM band right across Jamaica. www.stylzfm.com. And yeah, we are on Caribbean Radio HD. Check it out, Caribbean Radio HD. This is the Colin Bell Show. Yeah, man. And tonight you have a chance to talk to me on 804-7072. And I think tonight we are able to take the call straight from Styles' phone, 453-1444. Yeah, Jacko will be able to take those calls tonight. So if they want to call from Styles, yeah, man, you can call the 876-453-1444. We can take your calls on that as well. Or you can call us straight or by WhatsApp on 804-7072. What a big week. Still talking about the tabling of the Integrity Commission. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Styles FM.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Yeah, the call talk about Isaac Buchanan.
Hold on. You want to talk about Isaac Buchanan?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Speak up, though. Put the phone a little closer to your mouth. Talk to me.
People are saying the right to Portland because he come from town.
Then Miss Vaz not come from Miss Vaz come from further than town.
Okay.
She come from St. Elizabeth. Eh?
Yeah. Which we know that. Well, look, the eye doctor used to run to Portland.
Who that?
Him there all the time.
Dr. Rod?
Dr. Rod, you see all the time. I want to see Dr. Rod. I could see him.
Dr. Rod is a Portlander, you know. Dr. Rod born and grew up Portland, you know.
Yeah, but you used to live in Kingston, but never complain. You used to stay all the time, same way.
Yeah, man. Then town not far from Port Antonio.
So why them debate pass in a come from Portland?
Listen, the two members of parliament in Portland right now, none of them no come from Portland.
From Portland, and you like even them a pressure.
No, but listen, Labour writer go do a Labour writer have to do, and PNP have to do a PNP have to do.
Yes, that's true.
It's a competitive environment, you know. So each side I go care what them think I go benefit them.
I got you. Because him come here, he was here before, you know.
Oh.
The same Rasta guy.
You was here before?
Yeah.
When?
Back in the days, he was here telling people, he wasn't running in, but he was here saying people supposed to get in a farming and all that. And people was running him, go away, leave Portland, we are going. You know what I say?
Yeah, I never know that. That's news to me.
But at the same time now, them take it from the labor right. So what is wrong with him?
No wrong with him.
He might run now for years. So we do support him.
Yes, man, and definitely we're inviting everybody to support him. I mean, he's a human rights advocate. He's somebody that can speak on our behalf, unlike who we have now that does not speak for us anything on any issue at all. We have never heard our member of parliament speaking for the people of East Portland, representing us.
He feel like having a lot of party here and carrying a lot of artists and get him bored.
Well, Isaac Buchanan going a big stage show to Anchor Vibes Cartel, so we're going to see. We're going to see how it go.
All right, a really money thing, you know, what if we talk to people and do what we do here.
Yeah, man.
We need road, we need water.
Exactly.
The same farming thing when you talk about good.
We need people to farm, and we need people. Yeah. We need representative that will support the people and support our schools and support our institutions.
Yeah, we need that.
Yes, man.
So when you talk about income from town, we hardly see hand.
Well, but you see, for the people them where I say Isaac not come from Portland, as I said a while ago, the two members of parliament that are here, they are not from Portland either. And they don't live in Portland. They like to tell people that they live in Portland. But I am here to tell you that they don't live in Portland. They do have a house here.
Let me know.
But them not live here.
I know that.
All right, caller?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Where you calling from?
Norwich.
Norwich, big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself too, brother.
And I want to bring up Styles up here, so. Because if you call, jack out the line open, because if they call from your phone, I want to take the calls from that phone down there as well. All right, up and running. So if you feel like to call on the Styles FM phone, we'll be able to take your calls right here as well. So call by anyone on the phone, 453-1444 or 804-7072. Now some things are happening. And today, no, it was yesterday, the Prime Minister on the Integrity Commission filing decided that he was going to court to ensure that some of them things are right. And I've been saying it since last week, that the Prime Minister must get an opportunity to clear his name, because some of the allegations are far-reaching, serious allegation. Pauline, good morning, good night, Audrey. Winifred, good night, Elaine Brown, President Fitzroy, Ricardo Brown, Reggae Girl, big up on yourself. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to all the Styles listeners right here, all the listeners on Caribbean Radio. Good evening, Celine out of Mansion Hill. Yes, man, and you can listen to Styles FM on the FM band, 96.1, 96.5, 96.7. Marlene Ming, oh, you do, baby, up there in the US of A. So, the Prime Minister said that he's not pleased with the way the Integrity Commission has been dealing with this issue, and he decided to take them to court. Here's some of what the Prime Minister filed in the court.
24. Well, Nationwide News can confirm that the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, Imperium Holdings Limited, Positive Media Solutions Limited, and Positive Jamaica Foundation Limited have filed in the Supreme Court an application for permission to apply for judicial review in the matter concerning the Prime Minister's statutory declarations and that report into his statutory declarations tabled in the House of Representatives a few days ago.
All right, so you heard that the Prime Minister filed for judicial review. So what the Prime Minister is saying is that some of the things that the Integrity Commission put in that report were not fair to him. And some of the things they believe that it's out of the remit of the Integrity Commission. So the Prime Minister is asking the Supreme Court, who is a higher authority than the Integrity Commission, to really rule on how the Integrity Commission did their work. Some of the things that the Integrity Commission put in that report that the Prime Minister and his lawyers don't believe that those should be in the report. Also happening in the Parliament today, the leader of opposition decided that he was going to file a no confidence motion against the Prime Minister. And the Speaker of the House, Mr. Eroy Clark, which I think is crazy, because the Speaker of the House stopped the opposition leader from tabling the motion of no confidence against the Prime Minister, because he said the matter was sub judice. Now, Eroy Clark, I think you need to listen. I think you need to listen, because the motion that the opposition leader was about to file had nothing to do really with the substance of the report, but with the actions of the Prime Minister by not telling the people of Jamaica that he was under investigation. And I want to listen now Two, because after they barred the leader of opposition from tabling the motion, they went on the outside and really put the motion forward. Let's listen to what the leader of the opposition had to say.
Confidence motion in Gordon House, in the House of Representatives. I was prevented from doing so on what I regard to be a spurious basis, a basis that cannot hold water. The basis that was put forward was that the matters on which my motion was based are now sub judice. In other words, because the Prime Minister has apparently sought judicial review of certain matters arising from what the Integrity Commission has decided in relation to his matter. However, my motion is not dealing with the substance of that report, but is dealing with his own conduct as Prime Minister. And I wish to read the motion now so you can hear it. Whereas there is a ministerial code of conduct in place from 2002 that governs the conduct of members of the cabinet. And whereas the Prime Minister did not inform the people of Jamaica that he was being investigated by the Integrity Commission from as far back as August 2023 for illicit enrichment. And whereas the concealment of this information by the Prime Minister is a breach of the ministerial code of conduct that guided the Prime Minister in removing from office ministers serving in the cabinet over which he presided. And whereas the annual reports of the Integrity Commission for 22-23 and for 23-24 stated that several members of Parliament, initially 6 and then 8, were under investigation for illicit enrichment, but none had come forward to disclose that he or she was under investigation. And whereas the Integrity Commission's investigation report on the 17th September 2024 tabled in Parliament named the Prime Minister as being under investigation for illicit enrichment. And whereas the Prime Minister, as Chairman of Cabinet, instructed members of Cabinet not to divulge the name of any member under investigation for illicit enrichment, contrary to the spirit of the Ministerial Code of Conduct. And whereas the actions of the Prime Minister have caused and continue to cause severe damage to the trust necessary for good order and respect for public office. Be it resolved that this Honourable House condemns the Prime Minister for not maintaining ethical standards of transparency and openness in government. Secondly, censures the Prime Minister for his acts of covering up and concealment of the names, including his own, of those members of the Cabinet and or Parliament of which he was and may still be aware, but has kept them in positions of influence in the Cabinet with the effect of further undermining public trust in the institutions of government. And declares that the actions of the Prime Minister have severely undermined his credibility and trustworthiness, and that he no longer enjoys the confidence of this House. That was the motion that was to be put forward today and hopefully debated next week. We did not want it debated the same day that it was tabled. The Prime Minister is not here in Jamaica. That would not be right or proper. However, we were not allowed to proceed with the tabling of the motion because the Speaker herself had removed herself because the matter affected her husband, and the Deputy Speaker ruled that the motion was improperly brought in breach of the standing orders, relying on the sub judice rule, and so the motion will not go forward. And we think that that is an abuse of the rules of Parliament, and no confidence motions have a very high place in our constitutional arrangements. If a no confidence motion is passed in Parliament, the Governor General has to dissolve Parliament and call elections. So that is in section, I think, 64 of the Constitution, subsection 5. So for them to block the opposition from bringing a motion on the alleged basis that the matter is sub judice is really, in my view, a bad and sad day for our democracy. Again, it's an example of freedom of speech, freedom of association, our democratic principles being undermined by the misuse of power by the majority in Parliament. It's a very serious matter, and that is why we asked the media to come and hear what we had to say. Thank you.
So you heard from the leader of the opposition. Now, I want to ask Eroy Clark if that is sub judice or if that is before the court. But the Speaker of the House, Honorable Juliet Oldness, when she came back, she said she would have allowed it and allowed the debate to take place. So let's see what happens next week in the House of Representatives. Because, you know, we are in a serious time. And we also want to look, before we go any further, on the elections, the by-elections that was held down there in Northeast St. Ann. The by-elections were held, and a little over 5,000 people voted. Maybe just about 5,100 or less than 5,200. And that cost us, by way of the Electoral Commission, they said that their cost was $30 million. And I am sure that the GLP spent a tidy sum. Was it really worth it? Was it worth it? And I hear this argument about people desperate for power. And the opposition is desperate for power. And they are using that line. But what about the amount of things that are going wrong in Jamaica? The amount of things that are happening that is bringing down the reputation of our country, with our Prime Minister being referred to the police by the Integrity Commission. I mean, like, make things very simple, you know. Talk about FID and MOCA. It's the police. The Jamaica Constabulary Force. And how can we then run a country this way when we still have schools in Portland at the first day of October that have not yet been fully open, and they are rotating days for some classes? And it's not just one school, it is two schools. But you know what I see what shocked me? I see the Minister of Energy, Science and Technology and Transportation giving out 50 chickens, announcing that people go and get 50 baby chicks. When we are give out chicken, you know, is if somebody asks for 50, them get 50, you know. We give out all, one person get all 300 and 200. And we have never been in the parliament or even in the council. 50 baby chicks to people who are raised chicken? Come on. We have to do better than that. We have to do better than that. So tonight, we are opening the phone lines, you know, and we are welcoming everybody call. Because I am not a man who like to just listen to the choir sing. I want to hear the contending views. I want to hear the views that says that the Prime Minister have nothing to answer to, because I might be getting it wrong and I might be up in my feelings saying that some of the allegations are damning. And I believe that the Prime Minister did something that I say, yeah, hurry up and tell Wagwan. Because if the Prime Minister never used no charity money, that must be dealt with, because that is a serious allegation or accusation. And those accusations were not made by any average Joe. And I want to talk to a brother me here upon Nationwide named George Davis. I hear George Davis come out and say he's taking it to the General Secretary of the People's National Party that when he was accused of certain things, the leader of the opposition stand by him and said they were mere accusation or allegations and no evidence were available. And he's matching that with the Prime Minister's issue. And I said, George, I don't see the comparison, because the Integrity Commission, being a creature of Parliament, with the director of investigation paid by the taxpayers of the country to do the necessary investigation and compile the evidence. So when the Integrity Commission put out a report, evidence is what is in that report. Is that they went on a fact-finding mission and they have the correspondent from the banks. They tell you that they have spoken to over 80 witnesses. So it's two different things, George. You're mixing up apples and yam. That's how far you're thing there. It's not apples and oranges because the two of them, they are fruit. These are apples and yam. Ground provision and apple. There's no comparison. So, I am happy that the Prime Minister decided to get the court involved because this is where I believe that should have gone a long time ago. And one of the questions that has been asked, and I believe that it is a fair question. Beat and teach. It's a fair question. Why did the director of investigation not refer the Prime Minister's issue to the director of corruption prosecution? But I have my own views on that. And I have given my opinion on that issue more than once and tell you what I believe or what I think really happened. Because I remember the first investigation of the Prime Minister by the Integrity Commission. The director of investigation had submitted his findings to the director of corruption prosecution. And the director of corruption prosecution, and I am going from memory here, said that on the first and the second count, she found enough to charge the Prime Minister. And a lot of people skipping over that, you know. She found enough to charge the Prime Minister. However, because of the passage of time, she did not charge the Prime Minister because she was saying that they may be unable to find some of those people who are involved in the investigation. Some of the people might have died and all of that. And it is my layman opinion that the director of corruption prosecution should have pressed the charges and let it go to court and you don't find who you don't find. But then again, I also stick to the argument that the position of Prime Minister in Jamaica is a very powerful and intimidating position. And therefore, a lot of people will be able to, a lot of people even are afraid to speak their mind on this issue with the Prime Minister. That is how powerful that office is. And I also like to tell people that the office of Prime Minister in Jamaica is more powerful than the office of President in the United States. The kind of power that a Prime Minister wields in Jamaica, the President of the United States within the United States don't wield that amount of power. So we have to get that understanding. Yeah? We have to get that understanding. So therefore, tonight, I want to hear from you. What are your views on these issues? How you think we're going to go forward as a country? I want to hear from the Portlanders, the people in East Portland, what you think about the new candidate going into the general election, Isaac Buchanan. I want to hear what are your views on the Prime Minister's status. But we are on the time for the first break. You're listening to Styles FM, the People Station, 96.1, 96.5, 96.7 on your FM band, and Portland Spice TV on YouTube and Caribbean Radio HD. We take a break. We'll soon come back.
This is Styles FM.
Architects, draftsmen, and surveyors, get your drawings printed in high-quality professional standards. We can satisfy your printing needs. Whether it is for presentation to your clients or for submitting building and subdivision application, make it VJ Printing Services. Whether drawing by hand or with computer-aided softwares, we will plot your negatives and print the copies as you need. We do high-quality white paper printing that is water-resistant and never fades, unlike traditional blueprint. For more information, call VJ Printing at 893-2266.
Business operators, local and overseas. This announcement is for you.
Styles FM is an internationally known radio network with worldwide listeners in over 120 countries.
From our studio in Port Antonio, Jamaica, to the ears of the people in your community, our listeners can be your new customers.
Styles FM is an economical, efficient, and effective advertising option for your business.
No matter the size of your business, there's always growth potential. Styles FM provides the customer reach needed to realize that upward movement.
So procrastinate no more. Advertising is a must.
For more details on how to advertise with Styles FM, visit www.stylesfm.com or email info@stylesfm.com or call us on 876-518-2399.
Styles FM, the world listens.
This is Ricardo Suave, inviting you to tune into Smoothic, the show for the ladies, from 9 to midnight every Tuesday on Styles 96.1 FM, Portland's best.
Girl, I've been watching you.
Need your motor vehicle valuation, damage assessment and investigation, plus mechanical reports? Well, Orion Loss Adjusters is the place, with 12 offices island-wide and the Portland branch at 5 Smash Road, Port Antonio, beside the clinic. Orion Loss Adjusters. We are strong on service. Call 876-603-9300 or 876-310-5392. Visit www.orionlossadjusters.com. Orion. Oh, the right choice.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of Native Broadcasting Network or Styles FM.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more
backward
thinking, time for thinking ahead.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Colin Bell Show. Every Tuesday night, we do it right here on Styles FM. Yeah, man, we are across multiple platforms. We are on Styles FM 96.1, 96.5, 96.7. We are on Portland Spice TV at YouTube, and we are on Caribbean Radio HD in the United States of America. Welcome, everybody, to the Colin Bell Show. Talk to me. We want to hear from you, man. And you have some people that hide behind them computer or behind them keypad. I hide behind it. I make whole heap of talk and can't call up. Eh? Marlene, if you're American broke. You can't broke, man. Latoya Bell Bennett. She said we love our new candidate. Power to the people. Yeah, man. All right. Now, my people, you see, a lot of people are making a big amount of noise. And as I said, that there's a topic that I want to address. Because I made a statement on the Talk to Me show, I think a couple Saturday mornings ago. And I hear some people from the GLP side, they are criticizing me heavily. What I said then, and I'm going to say it again because I say it without any apology, that Vibes Cartel, because they were talking about Vibes Cartel on the conference stage. And I am saying to all politicians, don't get ahead on yourself. Because the Jamaican entertainers have done more for this country than any politician. Any politician. I mean, I exclude none. Our politicians are popular in Jamaica. That's about it. Not even across the Caribbean, much less outside the Caribbean. Our entertainers, our sportsmen, our artists and artisans and actresses and actors are popular on the global stage. You hear me? No Jamaican, none, is more popular than the late Honorable Robert Nesta Marley. No Jamaican. Some people might say Usain Bolt is more popular. That's a discussion. But when you have that discussion, no politician name no call. So the set of people who don't understand world runnings, and you only understand why in your little community. When you hear me talk, if you don't understand, call me and ask me. Call the program and say, Shaka, how you mean Vibes Cartel do more for Jamaica financially than Andrew Wellness? And I will explain to you. But I will tell you about one that is coming. The Freedom Street concert. And maybe the tourist board, because the minister might be too ashamed because what they have been trying to do to the artists. They might not want to tell you how much money Jamaica will be making from that concert. What the kind of returns that Jamaica will be getting from the Freedom Street concert. They would have told you what we earned from Buju Banton's concert. And me say this, no politician. Tell me one politician we can say I'm going to talk a stadium for free and it full. If they no bus, nobody go there. Now, they're charging premium price to go to the Vibes Cartel show. And people are booking tickets from all around the world to come to Jamaica for that show. Vex if you want vex. Boss if you want boss. But I'm going to say it again. Our entertainers bring more foreign exchange to this country than any politician. Because if a politician go out there and go get money for borrow it, and we are pay for it back. If them go out there and get grant, is we the people them get the grant, not the politician. And we're paying the politician to do that kind of work. So the politician about to get ahead of themselves. Not in comparison with popularity and with bringing people to Jamaica like our artists. No. I can't say none away. So understand when Shaka Fame talk. I'm here to them I send it around. And I say, hear this idiot about cartel, the more economical for Jamaica than Andrew. Of course he does. He does. Buju Banton does. Barry Salmon, Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Sean Paul. You name it, even Vegas. Mr. Vegas, sorry. Even Mr. Vegas. You name them. They are popular on the global stage. When they go to Europe, hundreds of thousands of people come out to see them. So understand what I talk about, man. Don't get it twisted. We're not talking about in Jamaica, but they are also more popular than our politicians in Jamaica. In Jamaica, on the local stage, some of the politicians can compete. When I mean them are going to win. But when you talk about bringing revenue to the Jamaican economy, our entertainers are way ahead of them. Them not bring no income to the economy. Some of them, the amount of mistakes that they have made, the amount of money they have cost this country. It's serious. So we have to understand what it is that we are talking about, my people, and what it is that we are expecting. The numbers are 804-7072 453-1444. Yeah, man, give us a call. Make we hear your voice. It's the Colin Bell Show. And we do it every Tuesday night right here on Styles FM and on Portland Spice TV. Yeah? We talk to the people. So we could go back now to the Integrity Commission and to the Prime Minister seeking judicial review. We talked to a couple of lawyers today and they tight-lipped. They didn't want to talk about it tonight because a lot of them are saying that they are just trying to get a hold of what was filed to see what it is that the Prime Minister is squealing about. I will listen to some of it on other media houses. I have not seen the document myself, so it's just what we have heard on subsequent newscasts. We heard some stuff, and we hear that even the issue with the charity money, because that is for me, for me, that is the most damning one. But what I'm understanding him to be saying in that, from what I've heard so far, is that the same thing that I told the head boy on Saturday morning, that the so-called charity, I think it's Positive Jamaica, is registered with the Companies Office of Jamaica, but it is not registered with the charity organizations that you register, the not-for-profit groups. But from our understanding, it is registered with the Companies Office of Jamaica as a charity. So we wait to hear how the Supreme Court is going to rule. But it is that serious. And for those who are behaving like it never serious, it is that serious, and the allegations are that damning and far-reaching that the Prime Minister decided to clear his name. He needs judicial review. He wants the High Court to say to them that your process was wrong, or this, no fear. And there's also an aspect of it where the Prime Minister is talking about some unconstitutional aspect of the Corruption Prevention Act. So it's serious waters we know. Deep, dark waters. Them waters you can't see. You can't see now, it's deep and dark. And if you step off, you might go missing. Welcome to Styles FM, Portland Spice TV, Caribbean Radio. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Welcome
How
to the
you
show,
doing?
sir. I'm good in a wagwan.
I'm there. I scratch my head.
Yeah.
You know what come to mind? I remember when Trump came down that escalator.
Yes.
And him called the Mexicans them rapists and whatever.
Yes.
It kind of Andrew Holness moment like that was when he attacked Azan character, and him went on with him hand wringing how it was a dark day in the parliament, all the while knowing that him have nothing but corruption in his mind.
Yes.
But you can't see how these guys work. When him put Dalrymple as Speaker of the House, he knew she was corrupt. But him put her there as a mark.
Well, we can't say we know that, that's
but this is my opinion. So
Yeah.
it's not your opinion. It's my opinion. So let me give you a little of what I'm thinking. You don't have to agree with it.
Right.
I'm this as a Jamaican looking in and following the thing over time. I'm just saying this. What I surmise from that move is that Andrew Hollis knew Dalrymple was corrupt. He put her in there, he put him wife as deputy. He pull the rug from under her, he make him wife ascend to the speaker, knowing that she's black and tackling for him. Any blind man can see them move there, you know. Any blind man, if you follow this thing over time and follow the twist and turn, you can see all the moves Onyx make, you know. Onyx is very transparent. Him very transparent how him do. Him try to move 2 step ahead of everybody. But I'm own an anti-brain going tie him up. Him think him too smart for him own self, him own good. And in any other democracy on the face of the earth, anti-Holness would have to step aside. I don't know what it is about Jamaica, why we can seem to accept corruption so easily. What is it about us?
You know what it is? It is that...
Yes, explain it to me, because I am bewildered by it. I want somebody to explain it to
me. Let me tell you what it is. A lot of our people put party over country. And therefore, their party can do no wrong. Now, for me, it's country first and then party, because party should be an instrument to build country. But what we are seeing now is that some people are saying, listen, we are defend our prime minister, we don't care, we no bad mind, we no grudgeful, and we are defend Andrew Holness comes what may. So that's it. Partisan diehardness.
Well, Mr. Bell, that is a sad statement. It is a sad statement. It's a complete indictment on the Jamaican character. Because I am telling you this, I have traveled all over the world and observed things. And I'm trying to find a country. When he put him wife as a speaker, I went and I look and I search. And even in dictatorship, I couldn't find something similar.
That no work, brother.
And obviously, I knew what he was doing. He knows all of this thing was coming down the pike, and she is standing in the breach and should block and sit on these things as they come into the parliament. Any blind man could see that what he's doing, and I just do not understand how we can sit down in this time and allow one person to drag the country down into this abyss.
You see,
I just do not understand it.
You see, if the GLP members had independent thinking, they would have said to the Prime Minister, step aside and clear your name. But they are saying that, listen, we are going to support you comes what may. Well, they might all sink with the ship.
But Mr. Bell, how could it be that, you can say whatever you want about Bruce Colin, but, he did step aside. And I just do not, I know this guy don't have it in his character to do it. He do not have it. He will have to be forced out of office.
There are some people who believe that Bruce Colin was forced though,
Yeah, the pressure from the US and all of these things. I understand that. I understand that. But you're going to tell me that there's not one person in the JLP party at this moment that can put the country's interest first and say, listen, man, for the love of God, as the man when say when the McCarthy was in front of the US Congress, at long last, have some decency about yourself. Have some decency and put the country first, because, I guess a narcissist can't feel other people pain. So
no,
maybe he can't feel the Jamaican people feel. Well, this is just my opinion. But because when I see the things that the country is going through, it hurt me. It really hurt me, because it make you feel shame as a Jamaican. I'm not telling a lie. I travel the Caribbean, the Caribbean countries, them I travel a lot in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And you just feel a sense of shame. We're coming like a backwater, a corrupt like a backwater. The things just see coming out of the country, you feel ashamed.
You see, but you have the supporters, You have his supporters that are saying that, listen, he's the best thing since sliced bread.
On what? On what merit? I'm
They
trying to.
say they say the economy is doing excellent.
Well,
and they said him buy
of course,
100
I'm
buses.
sure.
He bought 100 buses and didn't have to borrow any money.
Listen, if you're talking about garbage trucks and buses, then you're a failed government, because what you should be talking about is how high the education standard is, how high healthcare is, and then you want me to come home as a Jamaican and I don't have healthcare to look to if something wrong with me. I have to try and get back to the US if anything happened to me. So if you're talking about garbage trucks and buses, that is so parochial. Why would you be talking? Is that your achievement level?
But
is that what you wanted? That just tell me this, just a second, Mr. Bell. It just tell you how little regard they have for the Jamaican people. You know, it's the kind of politics where people bribe people for them vote and give them food. It is so disgusting to watch it. It is so disgusting. You know, we should have evolved further than this. We got a good start. How we come to this?
You see, there are some people who believe that once it's their party doing it, it is okay. I get a whole heap of beating for that too, you know, my brother. Because I speak truth, no matter who going to be offended by the truth when I speak it, you know. I just speak the truth and speak it ever. And I get a whole heap of beating for that, because some people believe that you mustn't say nothing against the party that you support. And if the party where you support is wrong, before you say it, you should have go hide and not say nothing. I'm going to play that game there. Because my thing is about Jamaica. And if you're doing Jamaica wrong, me and you have a problem.
Well, Mr. Bell, I can tell you this. I am a supporter of Mark Golden. I am a PMP. I'm not going to tell a man that I don't support. First of all, I'm on the left of the political spectrum. I do not support right-wing government. Them don't like poor people, no matter what them do. So, you know, my politics is on the left.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you this. There has to be a bottom to this thing here. And I am hoping that somewhere along the way, Jamaica can recover them reputation.
We need to.
As a country. We cannot go. This is not good. I don't understand if people don't understand the optics when you're looking on from outside and you see it happening and you say, how can this be? How can the Prime Minister's wife be the Speaker of the House? It's just these things don't make any sense to a normal thinking person.
And when Mark Golden raised the issue in Parliament, you remember that issue had the government walking out of the Parliament?
Yes. Yes, this is what I'm saying. The man have no regard for the guardrails that hold the country together. He will do and say anything to keep his own power. It seems as if the country is secondary to what his needs is.
And young
people are looking on. The young people are looking on.
And they keep saying the opposition want power at all costs. Isn't it fair to say that the government is holding on to power at all costs?
A blind man could see that. Well, let me say this. I support Mark Golden, but I tell you this, I will turn on him in a minute if he doesn't do the right thing. I do not support corruption, and I don't care who's peddling corruption. It is bad for poor people. It's bad for the country.
And if the PNP in power make wrong decision, you know you can mark it down 10 and the people of East Portland know that Colin Bell going to say me think it wrong. And that's how I am. I'll call a spade a spade. Once I am in this space, being a part of the fourth estate, I have a responsibility to all our leaders accountable, my brother. And that I will do.
You should, Mr. Bell. And let me say this. This is a new day in politics, you know. Because we're living now in social media and the bloggers are, because the media in Jamaica, the old guards have let the people down. For whatever reason, they have sold out. They get blind, deaf, and dumb. They don't say anything. Them calling at the tree monkey, hear no evil, do no evil, whatever.
Yeah.
But the bloggers worldwide and in Jamaica, we are now the eyes and ears.
Yeah, man.
Of the people. And
taking over the
we are going
fourth
to
estate.
inform the people. Yes. That's what's going to happen. It's a new day in politics, and politicians must be warned. We go and dig up and turn over every stone.
Because Christopher,
we're going to expose them.
Hear this. Mainstream media is now being bought and paid for. And I'm so shocked when I listen.
It is.
When I listen the kind of ads that are running on our top radio station. The time is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister. You tell me how we get value for that. The time is brought to you by the Ministry of Finance. Tell me how the country getting value for that. And I am of the opinion, and it is not shared across the board, you know. Some regular radio station not get no hard.
Well, Mr. Bell, I know, you know, and I think I told you this, I spoke to you before. I haven't lived in Jamaica in close to 40 years. But I can give you a timeline on events that, because I've always followed what's happening in Jamaica. And I used to come back and forth to Jamaica more frequently, not so much anymore.
Yeah.
But my friends in Jamaica would tell me that, boy, you know more than Wagwan and me while I live in Jamaica.
Yeah, man, I don't get the news fast or foreign.
Well, it's also a kind of curiosity. And you want to see, you're looking for the turn to see the country kind of take the step upward and become part of that elite club. And every time you think it will happen, we take a step back. And I just don't understand, with so much potential and so much bright people. And Jamaicans are some of the most hardworking people you can find.
Definitely.
Anywhere.
Yes.
You know, they're kind, but at the same time, there's a kind of duality to their personality. I don't know what it is. I'm fascinated by it. You know, we can be so kind and so ruthless at the same time. And it's that quality kind of make we do very well in America and other countries.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
If we just show the same mentality in Jamaica that we show when our people go abroad doing 2 and 3 and 4 jobs, why you can't do that at Jamaica?
Yeah. You know, it takes leadership, and we had one great, you know, person, Michael man, and we haven't seen the like of him since. Hopefully Mark is, you know, I say Mark has some qualities of Michael Manley, and the decency. You know what? I ran into Michael Manley in Kingston after he left office, and he was driving a Peugeot car by himself down in Meadowbrook somewhere.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
And now we have a prime minister who have, when he move, him have like soldier and police at every
times are different, doing a Christopher, you must admit.
Yeah, I know times are different. But you know, there's some similarities to some people who him hang with in the world that moved away there.
Yeah, man, but
you
humility
know, I
still...
don't see Mark Golden move with them up a soldier and police around him, and he's entitled to security.
Yeah,
him have police around him. But
humility still counts, yeah?
Yeah, it has its place.
Yeah, man.
And I go to give somebody else a chance. But nice talking to you as usual.
Bless up, man, and share the channel for you, yeah?
Yes, man. I
Big up
certainly
yourself.
will do that.
Yeah, man.
All right.
One love.
Yeah.
Styles FM, Portland Spice TV, and Caribbean Radio. Awesome threesome. We do it on a Tuesday night. And remember to join me on a Saturday morning for the Talk to Me program on Portland Spice TV. And every Tuesday night, right here on Styles FM 96.1, 96.5, 96.7. We are in St. Thomas, Portland, St. Anne, St. Mary, Kingston, and St. Andrew. We over Portmore too, you know. And me listen to the station at airport, clean like a whistle. Yeah, man. So we invite you to join us. The number to call is 804-7072. You can call us straight, or you can call us on WhatsApp. Or if you want to call from on the Styles number, it's 453-1444. Yes, we are live. Chicago in the house. Big up yourself. Florida in the house. Big up yourself. Atlanta. Elaine, or the hurricane deal with you up at Atlanta, Elaine. I hope you're all right and doing well. We're going to take our second break. And when we come back, we have much more right here on Styles FM. Soon come.
This is Styles FM.
Looking for a pharmacy that cares about your health? Look no further. Margins Pharmacy, where your health is our business. Open Monday through Saturdays from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. All major health, debit, and credit cards accepted for your convenience. Enjoy discounts on all cash prescriptions. Visit us at 8 to 10 Rosemary Avenue, Shop 123, Paul Bogle Place, Morant Bay, St. Thomas. Reach us at 703-6335 or email marjansrx@hotmail.com. Margins Pharmacy, your health, our business. We are here for you.
No man is an island, no one stands alone. Unite and be strong, we all are one. This is Lady Donna promoting her new EP, title track, Life is the Greatest. Check it out on Suja.com, iTunes, and all digital platforms. Also her new book called Life on Amazon. Find her at Lady Donna, IG, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. It's Lady Donna. Tracks like Fight for Your Rights, International Big Up Babylon Chart. Check it out.
In the wars, stop the fights. Now together, let's celebrate life.
For the best quality in sound reinforcement and backlining, Native Audio. We have professional engineers with over 20 years of experience. So call us and we'll take care of your parties, wedding receptions, barbecues, conferences, and small stage shows. Crystal clear sound, Native Audio. Our prices are the best. Call us at 871-5212. That's 871-5212. Native Audio. We make your events audible.
Remember Styles FM on social media. View us on YouTube, Styles FM Radio. Follow us on Instagram at Styles FM. Like us on Twitter at Styles FM 961. Become a fan on Facebook. Styles FM 96.1.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of Native Broadcasting Network or Styles FM.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more back thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war and poverty. Oh, wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach them the very best you can.
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed.
No better.
Just let it be.
Just
you hear the song, sir? The world won't get no better if you just let it be. And there's also a saying that says, bad men reign when good men sit down and do nothing about it. Yeah, man, welcome back. Thank you, Colonel Jacko. Welcome back to all the listeners, all the viewers. If you're listening on Styles FM 96.1, 96.7 on your FM band, you're listening on Caribbean Radio HD across the tri-state and in Florida. Yeah, man, and if you're listening or watching on Portland Spice TV, welcome and thank you for being a part of the broadcast. We have Conrad O'Brien on the line from New Start 93 FM. Conrad, Wagwan, man.
Hey, hi, Shaka. How you doing? I'm well, thanks. I'm here watching the vice presidential debate in the United States of America.
American politics.
Yes, you know, and I can tell you that Tim Walz, Coach Walz, he's doing amazingly well. You know, of course, he came into the debate as the underdog. Vance being the, dubbed is the Hale School graduate and so on, and, would have more, people would say have more experience in the debating stage and so on. But I can tell you that Governor was really making some very salient points, and in my estimation, he is clearly ahead of Vance. However, I must say that this is a more balanced debate where both players are there, and to be honest with you, they have actually been quite civil to each other, refer to each other by name, also agree, and things, both of them agree on things that they believe will be able to move America forward, So,
I want to look at Jamaican politics tonight, though, Conrad, which for me is more.
I know that's where you want to go, but I'm just sharing that. Because,
more exciting, and and I want to big up
as I
Kingsley.
As I always like to say, Colin, we have vested interest in these things because when America cough, Jamaica catch a massive cold. So
them have a cough?
Well,
them knows have to just start scratch them.
There you go.
But Conrad, quickly, the Prime Minister is asking for judicial review as it relates to the Integrity Commission report. What do you make of that?
All right. Colin and listener, good night to your listeners and viewers. Colin, I tell you this, that first thing to begin with, before going into what I believe just the optics of it, the Prime Minister is basically heaping more coal on his head. I got a call from up in Top Clarendon today. And, the thing is to know balling even more. One of my callers, he said, when you talk to everybody out there, all they're talking about is 20, the new name is 28 and some other things and so on, And what happened, I can tell you that the Prime Minister certainly carrying a lot of baggage at this time. I also had a analyst on my program today, somebody who favored the JLP, was a young Jamaica vice president back in the day and so on. And, looking at what took place down in St. Ann yesterday, basically said that, listen, the people actually went against the Prime Minister in terms of not coming out. There's also a situation where we're seeing where corruption continue to show up as number 2 on the poll. Consistently. So it's having some punch. But to go to the direct thing, that question you asked about my thought and the judicial review. First thing to begin with, I'm wondering who is advising the Prime Minister. Because when you look at the things that the Prime Minister through his attorney are asking the review to be looked at, the things to be looked at. Certainly it will be better. The Prime Minister said, listen, boy, I'm asking for you to just dash with the Integrity Commission because it's of no use. I heard Dan Jackson Miller say the same thing that I'm saying now in a sort of different way. Because what the Prime Minister is asking to see or not to challenge, it's a bit better you ask, what is he not asking to go? Every single aspect of what is out there, apart from what the thing about the 3 bank accounts, where the prosecutor said that he has no charge to answer there.
You know what jump out at me though, Obi?
Uh-huh.
The Prime Minister is asking the court to ensure that the Integrity Commission certifies filing.
Yes, and to remove, and there's another thing, to remove also the aspect of the Integrity Commission where they can investigate into illicit enrichment. I am paraphrasing now because I don't have the document in front of me.
Yes.
But that those are some questionable things. And it begs the question, where were the Prime Minister when these legislation were being drafted to give the Integrity Commission the power that it now has? The Prime Minister was the preside over all of this as the chief service. He has the greatest say in all of this.
You know what is concerning to me though, Obi, what I realize this GLP administration to be doing is that anytime they can live up to the laws of the land, they want to change those laws. And they are also asking to strike down certain parts of the Integrity Protection Act, Corruption Protection Act, as being unconstitutional.
Absolutely, that's what I was referring to just now. And you know, Shaka, the truth is that the JLP administration, as they say, and supporters of the JLP, they have been consistent. They are consistent in doing this. They found consistently wanting, because even something as simple as when you breach the Constitution, for example, if you're a dual citizen, I'm talking about American dual citizen now, right? Because Commonwealth is not dual citizen in the real sense, in terms of you participating
in the legal sense
at the highest level, right? But when they breach that, you know what they say? Is that, listen, let us move the Constitution to suit us, rather than to say that, listen, we have breached the Constitution. And the Prime Minister must understand and must be mindful that he and certainly his advisors and the lawyers are on very, very slippery slope, because the record of them going to the court is not very good on his side at all.
I'm not going to detain you too long. I want to say good night to Kingsley out of Toronto, Gilly out of Toronto. Gilly is agreeing with you that the debate is very civil and going very respectful. Now, Conrad, if the court comes back and said that they are in agreement with the Integrity Commission, what the Prime Minister does then?
Well, certainly. That's a very, very salient question you're putting forward, Colin. Well, the Prime Minister now say, boy, by virtue of the review, the review court said that, listen, I have something to answer. The commissions are on firm ground. What would the Prime Minister do? Will this force the Prime Minister now to step aside? Because you have been calling for.
Because what I'm saying, you know, had the Prime Minister not done something like this, him need to step aside. But even with this, how quick the court is going to respond to something like this, Conrad?
Well, what happened? The court basically, I gather that now they're setting date for 2027. However, they also have the jurisdiction where they can basically fast track. And I think that all Jamaicans should basically ask the court to really fast track on this one. This is a great moment.
Yes.
We need to get this one over and dusted, because certainly, for one, it is casting a big web over the Prime Minister, and you really don't want to do that. I believe that you shouldn't have somebody in the highest office of the land that have so much cloud over his head. So the quicker we can do this, we can have this judicial review, so that the Prime Minister can be cleared one way or the other. And the court, the review court said, listen, there is the Integrity Commission acted properly, and so on and so forth, and it's basically flew from there. We need to get something one way or the other, and I am lending my voice here and hoping that the review court that asks to look at this will certainly move with alacrity.
My final question to you.
The Supreme Court, rather, right? That's what I mean when I said the review court, yeah.
The Supreme Court. My final question to you. If all this is not cleared before the general election, should we have the Prime Minister leading the Labour Party going into the election with his statutory filing not certified?
Colin, you and I have a kind of discussion here Saturday, and I say to you that on reflection and looking at all things, Colin, with all, I am hard pressed to say the Prime Minister can go ahead into an election with this kind of halo over his head. I believe that the Prime Minister should really step aside. So therefore, the Jamaica Labour Party should probably start to looking at who they will ask to lead them into the next general election. We saw where Prime Minister Golden, for whatever reason, we have not gotten any explanation, nothing was out there in the public domain like this, rather than we understand that he said that, justice did not begin at Ligeni. We don't know if as a result of that and so on, and in involvement in the Dudu scenario, he was asked to step aside. We don't know if we will get that level of intervention in this, but certainly without any external intervention, looking at this thing, reading the documents, I'm looking at the summary. Just anybody, just look at the summary of the report and just read. It's not hard to read. It's a document, certainly the summary. It's really an easy document. Well, I'm probably using my standard, but certainly it is not a document that you need a PhD in order to look at and to understand, especially when you look at the summary and just look at the things that the Prime Minister is being flagged for, not a difficult document at all. And I'm urging my brothers and sisters to really get a hold of the document. It's easily accessible. Go to the Integrity Commission website and do it and just look at it there and so on. There are some people who like myself. I like when I have these documents in hard copy, so I ensure that I have a hard copy and so on. But Colin, to answer your question without people accusing me of saying I am basically going against the Prime Minister, I must tell you that I'm speaking from my conscience. And all in all, based on all that I'm seeing and what is based on the discussion that is taking place, I believe that the Prime Minister will be hard pressed in going into a general election with all of these questions lying over his head.
All right, my brother. Give thanks.
Give thanks.
Conrad O'Brien, News Talk 93 FM. The Prime Minister has sought judicial review on the Integrity Commission report. Mr. Bell, why you not go a meeting tonight? I know so you ask question. Yeah. Well, you're asking me why I didn't go to the meeting. Hope you're not acting like the same people you were talking about when you decide to step aside. Francis Henry, you don't deserve no answer. You don't deserve an answer because your first question wrong. Your first question was very wrong. You never asked me if me got the meeting. You asked me why me not go. So obviously, you stay where you're there and know say me never got the meeting. That's all right. And I guess you joined the program. You're also late for class. Because if you were early for class, you would have heard me announcing Isaac Buchanan as the candidate for East Portland, confirmed and now official, and is on the ground in East Portland. So, I'm not going to answer your question. You violate. You violate. You apologize now. You see? You're so quick to apologize. Why you never asked me if I got the meeting? And I would have answered you so nicely. I am the chairman for the East Portland constituency, I'm here the chairman for the constituency. So I'm chair the meeting. Lord. Me telling you, me can put country before myself. I have that capacity. I have the capacity to listen to reasoning and change my position, you know. I'm not like some people where say if I not feed them way, then it's the highway. Or if I not feed them way, them all mash it up. I have done it before, and I'll do it again where me allow people to have feed them way. You understand? So we were at the meeting, and as I said, I chaired the meeting. And I welcome Comrade Buchanan to East Portland, and we'll be working with him to ensure a victory for the People's National Party. So I hope that answer your question. Kizzy, I shall be in Port Antonio tomorrow. All right, so let me also tell you that Comrade Buchanan will be in Port Antonio tomorrow, and we'll meet at Free School, right at Free School entrance at 11 o'clock tomorrow. So if you have the time, be at Free School 11 o'clock tomorrow. He's going to walk through the town, and then we are going to be organizing the other events and activities to get him to meet all the people, not just the comrade, but to meet all the people of East Portland who wants to meet him, and invite all the people of East Portland to turn out and vote for somebody who's going to be able to represent you, who is going to be able to speak on your behalf. Not like what we have now. Somebody who can't go out there but talk for you, who don't take an interview to explain what is happening. And we see our schools not opening fully, and we don't see them because education is not their priority. We don't hear them talk about the shortcomings we have at the Port Antonio Hospital because health is not their priority. We don't hear them talking about water for Islington and a lot of places that don't have running water in their pipes because that is not their priority. What they do is make water shop for people who carry water upon them head. We say no to water shop. We want water through every tap in East Portland. So, we ready? Them things Shaka Fame gone, we not gone away. We dare see them way. Because unlike them, you know, remember now, Colin Belbania, Livia, Lovia, and now Lefia. So for those who are talking about Isaac Buchanan not come from Portland, the two MP we have not come from Portland neither. Yeah, they don't come from Portland. So remember that when you attack. And then you live at Portland. Remember that. And the law doesn't require them to live here either. So, no better Erin, no better Barrel as it relates to that, them no better than Isaac. Them no better than him at all. But let's get back to this dilemma that Jamaica is in. And people looking at us now as a corrupt country. People looking at us now with our Prime Minister with these clouds over his head. And as I said Saturday, that the Prime Minister must be given an opportunity to clear his name fast. Very fast. So, I was saying that if the Prime Minister could have sued the Integrity Commission, but I know him couldn't sue them. But here is it now, Celine, that the Prime Minister has gone to the Supreme Court for judicial review, to get the Supreme Court to look at the ruling, the report from the Integrity Commission. And the Prime Minister has listed out about 30 things that he wants the Supreme Court to rule on and rule against and throw out and quash and all of them things there. So, me no know. But I remember when J.C. Hutchinson was accused of getting lands for somebody that he was close to. He was asked, to step aside. I remember when the Royal Reid issue came up, he met with the Prime Minister and Royal Reid had to step aside. I remember when Andrew Wheatley issue at Petrojam came up, he had to step aside. And Trevor Monroe wrote an article. I want to know my glasses there because that was a serious article that Trevor Monroe wrote on Trevor Monroe wrote an article in the Gleaner. I think it was Sunday. It's a serious article talking about the Prime Minister. I'm scrolling here, see if I can find that article. And there's a part in it that I really would love to read for you tonight. Searching through my phone if I can find it. I remember from whence it came. Hold on, let me try a different method. Let me try a different method. See if I can find that article from Trevor Monroe. And also remember, listeners and viewers, that the commissioners of the Integrity Commission report, of the Integrity Commission, were supposed to be coming to the Oversight Committee on Thursday. And for some reason, they said that no, they're not going to do that again. But why? They said that today, where's that article? They said that the chairman of the Oversight Committee is not going to be in the island, and therefore the commissioners will not be coming before the Oversight Committee this week. Styles FM, Mystical.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
My day, I know, brother.
Yeah, greetings to you. And
yes, man, welcome.
Interested, yeah?
Talk to me.
Yeah, but you said something a while ago that, people have been questioning Isaac's choice or selection.
Yes.
That he's not from Portland.
Yeah.
But you are from Portland.
Oh.
I say no more.
No more.
I say no.
No.
Two opinions on this matter, because I'm just an observer.
Talk to me.
On the question of the litigation that the Prime Minister has enunciated. Tell me something. Wouldn't you, observe this as an abuse of the court's authority? It's an abuse of power and an abuse of the court.
I don't know if I agree with that. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. As I said on Saturday morning, the accusations or the findings in the report are far-reaching and damning findings as it relates to the integrity of the Prime Minister. And therefore, the Prime Minister must do something. Some people are saying that he should step aside. Some people are saying that he should call an election. And some people are saying that he must find a way to clear him name. Because this can't leave hanging, because it is no average Joe that has laid these allegations against the Prime Minister. So trying to get a ruling from the court, I think, is more desperation.
Yeah, but indeed it's an abuse of power, because remember the status of the Prime Minister. He's a chief servant.
Oh, yes.
And, he presides over, the government of Jamaica, yeah? That is inclusive of the constitution, the laws, and so forth of Jamaica. Yeah?
Yes.
And if you are going to take a matter, remember, this gentleman is being investigated. There's a criminal investigation, yeah?
Yes.
That is in training, yeah? So not only that it is an abuse, but it's also an obstruction of due process, of the process, yeah, of justice. You get what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't have an investigation in training, because the investigation is not complete enough. It is in training. If it was, if it's complete, then it wouldn't have been forwarded to FID and the Inland Revenue.
And good thing you say that, because one of the things that the Prime Minister is also asking, from my understanding in that judicial review, is that they keep the investigation open. The investigation is not closed.
No, investigation is in training. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are different layers of investigation. So, I mean, it is not over until it's over and above. It is not over until it's over. So we can't preempt the process. We have to allow the process. And police investigating you, I can't come as the commissioner or any court say, I mean, you have to cease to investigate that man.
Speak up a little more for me, Mr. Khan.
Yeah, I'm saying,
yes.
If a police initiate an investigation, a criminal investigation against someone, I mean, tell me what could forestall or obstruct the passage of that investigation, yeah?
Mr. Colin, we just passed the break. Just hold the line for me. Make we take a break and come back. You're listening to the Colin Bell Show, live on Styles FM, live on Caribbean Radio HD, and on Portland Spice TV. 29 minutes going up to 10 o'clock. We'll take a break. Soon come.
Styles FM Radio, Portland's biggest, hottest radio station. Trust me.
I can't bother.
Why me have to tell about your parts,
What you say? Which parts?
Me no tell us if you got Acorn Auto Parts, check out the ball joint, body mount and wheel bearing. Plus them can source all hard to get parts.
All right. So me notice that the car go from left to right.
You know, say your ears hard. Me tell us if you got Acorn Auto, then the wheel alignment and balancing, skim brake drum and rotor, ultrasonic injector cleaning. Plus, you know, say them offer general auto service and repairs.
What the place name again?
Acorn Auto, 33 Bombo Crescent, Port Antonio. Give them a call at 876-715-5205. Email them at acornautotech16@gmail.com.
Here at Acorn Auto Parts, we recognize the 3 C's. Your complaint, find a cause, and make a correction.
No, man. The highway told them high. Imagine never out here have to pay 2 ways. I can't manage that at all. And then have to buy gas on top of it? No, sir. That's why I just park my car and take the Knutsford. It saves me some money, and I can just relax and enjoy the ride. You know that makes sense? Of course. And guess what, too? If you buy a ticket online, you will get it even cheaper. Go online at knutsfordexpress.com.
Knutsford Express, moving what matters.
Good day, driver. You notice that you're parking in a no parking zone. You know, so you can get a ticket for this, sir.
Really, officer? I just want to pick up some hardware supplies, Do me a beg you. Give me a blind,
So if you need hardware supplies, why you don't go to Ramtula Super Center and hardware?
Ramtula Super Center and Hardware, 34 Folly Road, Port Antonio, Portland. We stock a wide range of products at the best prices in town. At Ramtula's Hardware, experience the 3 C's: comfort, competitive prices, and convenience. Ramtula Super Center and Hardware opens 8 a.m. to midnight, 7 days per week. Call 715-5132. Email ramtulasupercenter@gmail.com. Remember, we have the best prices in town.
Are you ready for the time of your life?
It's dynamic. It's romantic. It's soothing. On the Caravan of Love with Chungy every Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. only on Styles FM.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of Native Broadcasting Network or Styles FM.
All right, Colonel Jacko. All right, make we just go in night. Mystical, you're still there?
Yeah.
I want to just read a little piece of this article here from Trevor Monroe. And I'm going to start down at the article. He said, as head of government of Jamaica, Prime Minister speaking now, All right, let me start here. So our Prime Minister told us, as head of government of Jamaica, I'm committed to ensuring the highest standard of accountability, probity, transparency, and integrity in the administration of public affairs. Acting in this regard, I met with Minister Hutchinson and had frank and meaningful discussion on the matter of current concerning effective immediately. Minister Hutchinson will be relieved of his responsibility in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fishery. And that was in the Jamaica Gleaner, July 17, 2020. Minister Hutchinson was not only required to step aside, they said Minister Hutchinson was not only required to step aside to ensure the highest standard of accountability. 2 years before Hutchinson was relieved of his ministerial responsibility on July 30th, 2018, following consultation with the Prime Minister and in the face of public pressure arising from Petrojam and the Nessal scandal, Minister of Science, Energy and Technology Andrew Wheatley announced with immediate effect he will step back from my duty as Minister of Cabinet. And I think there's another one. 8 months after Wheatley, on March 20th, 2019, our Prime Minister Holness again applied the step-aside sequence from the Ministerial Code. This morning, I met with Minister Ruel Reid regarding certain allegations in the public domain. In keeping with the principle of good governance, I have requested and received Minister Reid's resignation March 20th, 2019. On March 11, 2022, our Prime Minister Holness once again applied the step-aside moral code to another minister following a damning FLA Firearm Licensing Authority report. Prime Minister Holness met with the Honorable Robert Montague, who tendered his resignation on March 11, 2022. On the 29th of February 2024, Minister Everald Warmington resigned from the cabinet after vowing to limit public funds and resources made available to the PNP councillor-elect in Wallaba South. So, it's a whole heap of step aside.
Different standards, man. Different standards.
So, is that different law for the Prime Minister?
Oh, yeah. The Premier, there's a different standard. You know, all I know, is the history.
Yeah.
History is the indicator. It's the explanator. Yeah, and it is the evaluator of intent. You know what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that from his position or from any position, in this jurisprudence, that you can forestall an active criminal investigation, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
To forestall it and to obstruct it, yeah? It must run its course. And then at the end of the day, the cut and trust of the defendant and the complainant will, the prosecution and defendant will determine the outcome, yeah?
Why is it, though, that the JLP are circling the wagon?
Yeah, but that is a common thread, You notice that whenever anything adverse, yeah, anything that is going to put the Prime Minister in the spotlight, he would have been whisked out of the country. You notice that? I don't know how many people notice that.
You would have what?
Whisked out of the country.
Because he's in India now.
Yeah, anytime, any matter, yeah, adverse, or any matter that doesn't sit well with himself, yeah, in Jamaica, yeah, you know that, he's always taken out of the fray, yeah. He's always
they would have said that these trips were planned long before any of these.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Probably coincidental, yeah, maybe. Maybe they are just skillfully planned.
Even if it's coincident, it happens.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it happens too often. Yeah, to be coincident. Yeah, it happens too often. So we're in a really, Jamaica is in a real critical crisis, and anybody in Jamaica who is looking on or is actively engaged in discourse here about Jamaica, its future, its present, its past, we'll have to come to this conscious moment, to realize that if we continue the same way, that we have been over the past couple of years, I mean, we're gonna end up, very, very, very sorry, ourselves and our children and our future are gonna be very, very sorry if we don't think that we have to make a serious adjustment to the way we do things around here, so that we can be seen, as people with a desire for a better quality, of life, better approach to governance and better approach to our social liberty. And then, brother, it's dark and dismal.
I want to say good night to Kizzy Weber, Donnet, Harriet, Philip Hewitt in South Carolina. I want to big up people in North Carolina. My brethren Gary up in New Jersey. I mean, the world listens, when we are on. No, tell me something mystical.
Send out a prayer for them,
Yeah, tell me something. What would you say to the supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party who are not circling the wagon but are wondering, where do we go from here?
What would I say to them? Well, I would just encourage them to be honest to themselves, to be honest to be true to their country, its laws, because at the end of the day, if we are not just a dormitory here, if we're not just a dormitory, then we'll be living here, and we'll be raising families and we'll be doing business or not. So I can just appeal to them, let consciousness prevail, and not partisanship, because we owe no politics, whether PMP politics, JLP politics, democratic politics, conservative politics. We owe no politics, any jurisdiction over our sacredness, over our sanity, over our honesty and integrity. We don't owe it to politics where that is concerned, We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to truth. We owe it to Almighty God.
What if the court quash all of this?
Well, I am putting it this way, Colin, because this is Jamaica, and I still have a little faith in the judicial system. It is probably the last institution. And before I even argue that, Colin, I want us to remember that the IC comprises people, who are steeped in law, steeped in justice or adjudication, and steeped in accounting, and steeped also, I imagine, in investigation. Remember, the AG, the Auditor General, don't take that factor out of the equation.
And she's highly respected.
Highly respected. So what the IC would have done, would be according also to her guidance where financial matters are concerned.
And
let's just take a leap like that, without being advised. They have the resources around them.
And let's look at retired President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Panton.
And these people I think they have their integrity, to defend and to preserve. And they will not give, a moment in time to the destruction.
And if you realize they were ready to face the oversight committee this week.
Yeah, but even that, that shouldn't even be an occasion. Believe me, it shouldn't be an occasion. Given the utterances of these politicians, you listen to Colonel Charles Jr.
He's now the bulldog.
Yes, when they come, when we meet them at the oversight committee, I want you to listen. No,
yes,
even those utterances disqualify.
You're the problem I am having, Mystical.
And the parliament.
But you're the problem I am having. And for me, we need to stop and take stock of this. Is Colonel Charles Jr. one of the person under investigation for illicit enrichment? It's a question. We don't know. Is Delroy Chuck one of those people?
It could be
Is
anybody.
Edmund Bartlett one of those people?
It could be anybody.
Because none of those people have said it's not them, you know.
It could be anybody.
You understand? And to be overseeing the Integrity Commission, we, the people of Jamaica, should know that these people who are on this committee are not under investigation for illicit enrichment. I think that before the commissioners go before them, the people of Jamaica must know that these gentlemen who sits on this committee, Everard Warmington,
are not being pursued.
Talk to me.
Exactly.
Talk to me.
Even they themselves must recluse themselves. But you see, what they're trying to do, you know, is to put wool over, the eyes, of the public and the system too, so that it does not achieve its intention. And the intention of the process, you know, is to unveil to us what is happening and to bring to judgment or justice, those who have infringed the law, So I don't know how this oversight committee is going to stand up, you know, credibly and to even interact with the IC. The IC should not even be subject to any oversight. Should not be subject to any oversight. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, when all is said and done, you can all them. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
But not during an active investigation.
But let's say the oversight committee was put there by the parliament to review the setup, because it is not there to review the reporting or the decisions of the IC, you know. But
you can't stand, brother.
But in terms of reviewing the setup, it should be clear, unequivocally, that all the members of the oversight committee are in good standing. And therefore, one of the things that we need to call on now is for the Prime Minister to lift that gag order that he has on the cabinet.
Brother,
or on the members of his party.
This is not normal times.
It was in the news today, and I'll tell you. It was in the news today that the NEC of the People's National Party voted on Sunday to expel any member of the Houses of Representatives who mislead the party leader. Because remember, Mark Golding said he asked all 22 members.
I need expulsion.
And they said to him that they are not under any investigation. Now, a warning was given at the NEC that if you find out recently that you are under investigation, call the party leader now. Because if it come out that any member of the PNP is under investigation and mislead the party leader, they are going to be expelled.
Yeah, that would be a just action. Yeah. It has to start somewhere in a shelter.
You see, I think we are at a point now, Mystical, where we need to step on corruption now.
Yeah, man. It has to start somewhere, yeah? And we can't depend on external forces to come elsewhere because they will act in their own interest, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. They're not in our interest. They will act in their own interest. So we can't wait for it to come like, a Bruce Golding situation with the Americans.
And we don't want an organization, an integrity commission that is on a witch hunt for any prime minister or any politician because they don't like them. So we want to ensure that the system is pure.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
My brother.
We have a way to go.
We are at a serious point, though. We can't miss. We shouldn't lose this opportunity to start showing people that nobody's above the law.
Definitely.
One love, my brother.
Bless it.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
We have a few more minutes to go. 804-7072 453-1444. Wagwan, brother. Willow.
Yo, I go answer.
Me there here, no man. Where you deal with?
Well, just come in and scroll and see you online.
Talk to me. With the past Styles
Two
FM, you know,
things.
man.
Yeah, you, you know, it not really works so well up my way anymore, So sometimes I not really used to follow it up, but
Well,
it's like a nose dive.
Listen, we have to fix it soon. We have to fix it. Have a fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Talk to me though.
All right, two things. I'll ask you something about the Prime Minister, but before that, is there a confirmed candidate for East Portland?
Yes, confirm, and
Or
he's on
it
the
was
ground.
just
He was
speculation?
no man. Isaac Buchanan is the candidate, and he was in Port Antonio tonight, and he will be here
In a meeting.
Yes, we had a meeting earlier this evening to present him to the workers of the party, and he will be in Port Antonio tomorrow from 11 o'clock until we don't know what time, but he will be in the town tomorrow.
So you are the chairman still for the constituency, right?
Yes, I am still the chairman of East Portland.
Oh, so you moving him around in the parish, you are going to be a part of that team.
I am going to be working with him. He has my full support, and whatever we need to do to ensure a victory, we are going to be playing our part.
Okay. All right. Next matter.
Talk to me.
I was thinking about. I was watching the situation in Northeast Sentence.
Yes.
And I was listening to some of the commentary from different individuals as it relates to interpreting what was taking place down here. As a Jamaican, when the People's National Party decided that they weren't going to contest the election, I did not want it to be something where somebody just, because he alone was nominated, he was just ushered into the post.
Right.
So I didn't have a problem when two other individuals offered themselves as candidates so that we have an election. Blaming the People's National Party for the low voter turnout.
Go again?
I am taking that back.
Well,
when persons blaming the PMP as one of the reasons why the voter turnout was that low, I am taking that back because, in my opinion, if it is that the persons who live in Northeast Sentence wanted something different from what they have been getting for over 30 years, they had an opportunity to vote for somebody else.
Of course, because other candidates were in the mix.
Because there are other candidates within the mix. So your reason for not voting could not have been because the PMP wasn't contesting. So the persons who are actually putting forward that argument, that is a non-argument, because it could be a vote of protest. Because the reality is, something is amiss. Because it shouldn't be that, I think Danny Melvin was the shiny one that seat from many moons ago.
It was stepped down. Somebody stepped down, what was his name again?
Yeah, man, I remember.
I think
yeah, man.
So yeah, the PNP, it was a PNP seat. The MP had some problem with Prime Minister Pattison, and Prime Minister Pattison, I think, told him he had to go.
Down. I remember,
yes.
And there was a by-election, and Shiny won the election, won it.
Yes.
And it has been green ever since.
Yes.
But my point is, I heard the present gentleman who is now the MP elect was saying the people don't have any road and they don't have any water.
Yeah, you imagine that?
And I'm saying,
you really imagine that?
Hold on. Listen, if this MP that they say was so good, how is it? And let us take years. They just put 80 the last 8 years plus the 4 years between, or the 5 years between 2011 and 2016. And you put that together, it'll be 5 and 8, will give you 13 years. 13 years where the MP had her government in power. And the man said over 30 years the people they need water and they need road. It just convinced me that something is wrong with our politics. Because if something never wrong with our politics, it couldn't be that even if you're an MP and your government in say and your people need the same thing like where the opposition MP, the opposition MP is in need of. So the politics we are practice, it's not for the betterment of the people.
Could it be that even the Laborites are not satisfied? That's why enough of them didn't go to vote.
But it's obvious because the gentleman said that he was going to send a message and he was going to get 10,000 votes and he didn't even get half of that amount. And remember, the Start Water project since him go in, since this year, the Start Road, they do this so that in, and even after spending, they still couldn't get 5,000 votes. So it shows that something is wrong with our politics.
The people are not interested, Wilson. People are not interested.
But it seems as
Wilson?
That is what that mean. It's money politics. So it's about bettering the. We're playing money politics, and even somebody can't playing run around. It's just who can get more money to spend based on who them associate with.
Right.
Because if we can satisfy the people during the time of the election with providing them with some money, it means that we can win. And after we can have business with the people until the next time
if you have the money,
come.
If you have the money, and I've seen that firsthand, if you have the money, you buy the vote and win. And if you can't buy the vote, you can't win. Sad though.
But it is really sad. And the reality is we will never achieve none of those long-term visions that we're fooling ourselves that we can achieve as a country. Because first thing, we are not spending enough resources on education. We are not spending enough resources on developing rural areas. You still have the proper resources and proper development to get people to live outside of Kingston. And the country cannot develop with one or two metropolis. We have to have jobs being created, development right across the country. And the politics we're playing, that not going to ever happen.
No,
because if it is all about just playing the money politics to win an election, carrying candidates who have connection to get money to win an election, we are going to forever in this state. So my generation, I going to feel the generation to come.
Yes.
Because guess what? We feed them on a diet. We feed them on a diet of money politics.
Yes.
So when you go and you are preach development or you are long-term goals and aspiration, they not listen to you.
No.
Because guess what? They know so another man will come.
With something put in their hand right now.
Right now. And we remember, we live in our society now where you think the mail system fail. Because we have instant messages. That is why. So we live, everything has to be instant.
Wilson.
So you see,
I like to tell people, Wilson, I like to tell people about a story. Two men were quoting a lady. One had a television because it was a long time back in the day when very few people have TV. One had a television and one have a vision. But the lady decided that the man with the television looked like him have a thing a go on for him. So she decided to talk to the man with the television. 6 months later, she was watching the man with the vision on the television.
Yeah, well, at time when you had the option, she choose the television.
Yes, because she want the quick one, not dismiss me when me I grab onto this.
Right.
Because she couldn't see the vision.
Even now in our prison, being an educator, when you try to teach students now, they have there's only a few of them have interest in long-term goals. Everything has to be instant.
Right now.
So they want things instant. And once it is not going down they are interested in, they don't participate.
We're basically running out of time. We have maybe another minute leave. So I'm going to take one more call before I wrap up here.
Yeah, man.
Make we talk Saturday morning. Right. Bless up. Yes, caller.
Yeah, Colin.
Yeah, man.
What?
Me there. Oh, Obi, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Just calling and listen to Wilson just now, and I want to just weigh in quickly on a couple of things.
Yeah.
First thing I want to say that, listen, we have to be careful how we discuss the politics in this country, because one thing that we don't want to do, even with criticism and so on, we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Right?
What do you mean
and
by
let us
that?
not for one moment say that either of the two political parties have not created things, have not improved the system.
But nobody was saying that, Obi.
I'm not saying, well, one would get the impression sometimes when some of us reason that, listen, we have not achieving anything. I remember as a little boy in the 70s when Michael Manley was prime minister, right? When a woman was boasting that, listen, we're getting a divan, and that's where we're coming from, because so many people didn't even have a good bed, and we have basically weathered those storms, right? The whole business of access to education, high school, and so on. Those are some of the things that we have achieved in this country. We may argue the quality overall, but certainly the access is really there. And if a youngster in Portland go to any one of the upgraded high school and put his head to what is being taught, he can come out with a certain amount of subject, or even better than the guy who went to the established teach field in the parish. So I want to put those things out there. I also want to say that clearly what happened, the vote for some reason is a little bit more was certainly hard to move. One of my key operatives within the Labour Party told me today that he spoke to 4 JLP MPs, who said it is the hardest they have ever worked in their political life. And these are not newcomers to the politics. They have some experience. He also said, remind me that it was 47 member of parliament that was in the community.
And them couldn't get out 5,000 votes?
That were, the only 2 that weren't there was Central Clarendon MP Mike Henry, and of course the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who is overseeing.
No, but maybe Andrew wasn't down there yesterday, but Andrew was down there over the weekend.
Man, I'm talking about today. Obviously he was there yesterday. I'm talking about today.
Today?
On the ground. Right?
You mean Monday?
I'm saying that the 47 MP was there on the ground today.
Okay, doing what?
What do you mean doing what? Today was the election.
Which today? Today on Tuesday, brother.
I'm sorry, yesterday. I'm sorry, yesterday. The time moved so quickly. I'm sorry. My bad. Yesterday, right? All 47 MP were there, apart from the PM, as I said.
We have to wrap up, because we have passed the time, and I see Jacko looking at the board.
All right, no problem. I don't have to go any further.
We pick it up Saturday morning.
Yeah, man. But we have to be careful how we carry the line, that Jamaica not go nowhere, no reach nowhere. It's not true.
That wasn't the discussion. The discussion was about not able to get out the voters even when you alone are run. under 5,000 votes they got. In fact, the total vote was about 5,200. And it is sending a signal, I believe, to the government of Jamaica.
Yeah, it is sending a signal. And one of the things that we must also factor in, when you talk to JLP operatives, they will tell you that, listen, when Shahini ran, she got 5,000 plus votes. But you must also factor that at that time, when Shahini ran in that by-election, the voters, this was 30-something thousand, 12,000 less than what it is today.
All right, Toby. Thanks much, my brother.
Put out there to basically counter the narrative.
All right, we catch up Saturday morning on Portland Spice TV. Big up yourself, my friend. Thanks for calling. Thanks to all the listeners. Thanks to all the people who call in. Thanks to the people in the chat room. Thanks to Father Jacko in the studio of Styles FM. And thanks to the people at Caribbean Radio. This is Portland Spice TV. My name is Colin Bell. Thanking you for staying with us on the Colin Bell Show. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace, now and forevermore. Until we meet again next week, Tuesday night, right here on Styles FM and Saturday morning on Portland Spice TV. Colin Bell saying, peace out.